Hey, CFL fans. Three Down Bros here on a special emergency live stream because some big news has happened in Leo's land and in the CFL. So we'll start with what the Toronto Maple Leafs is going to make Austin Matthews the new captain. No, that's not it.
No, don't do that.
The St. Louis Blues has offer-sheeted two Edmonton Oilers. No, we're not going to talk about that either. Let's talk about Nathan Rourke. Yes. Oh,
Big
I
news.
have been predicting this, and my brethren have been mocking me. Especially
Who's
Greg.
mocking you?
Greg.
Right.
Greg was mocking me, saying,
Okay.
all right, it's not going to happen. Let it go. He's always telling me, let it go. And I just had a feeling Nate was going to come back. I didn't think it would happen this quickly. Roland and I were texting last night, and I said, well, he might come back as a backup. And Roland goes, no way, no way. So really happy. Massive. What do you think, Roland?
Oh, big news. Like, when I saw it this morning, it's like, I couldn't. So after this past game, I was like really down on the rest of the season. But this one was like, it's huge for the Lions. It's huge for the CFL.
Yeah.
So yeah, wonderful.
Wonderful.
So it's not a shoe-in, of course, but it gives us a lot of opportunities now to actually win the Grey Cup. There's still a lot of things that needs to be fixed in the team. All the things that we mentioned last Sunday. With the play calling, with the O-line, the tackling, the defense, the secondary, all that needs to be fixed. But having Nate here, just his ability to read the plays very quickly and get the ball out and take what the defense is giving us, I think that's key. Now he might be a bit rusty. He hasn't really seen the field in game speed for a while.
You mentioned that last night a lot. Like, you never know, right? But let's see what he can do. Well, the thing is, what's nice is the way they set up. He's being paid like a very well paid backup quarterback this year. Next year he'll be paid like a premium starter. But for this year, he's being paid like a backup quarterback. So this is a great spot for him to come back to an offensive coordinator he knows and this team that he knows, his kind of home province. He can get back into the swing of things with football after being, not really loved. I think that's what McAvoy was saying, something about just it seemed like they just didn't love him. Yeah. He's coming back to a place that he's loved, and it's kind of VA's team. It's VA's team until VA lets it go. It's still VA's team. I'm a big VA fan, and I'm a massive Nate fan. It's still VA's team.
That's right.
And I think Rick Campbell alluded to that in his press conference today. It's like there's a lot of respect for VA.
Yeah.
And I think McAvoy and Campbell mentioned like Nate wouldn't have come back if it meant VA was going to go. Yes. Was going to leave. So he wanted to work with VA. Well, we'll hear Nate's words tomorrow when he has an after practice press conference. But it seemed like he wanted to work with VA. And they respected VA's leadership. That's what you've been big on, Roland. Is VA's leadership.
Just his selflessness,
and like the presence. Right? Yeah,
his selflessness. I'm really happy that they did this with a lot of respect with VA. Let's actually lots of stuff in the chat. But actually, before we go on the chat, can we play our tribute to Nate? Our welcome home tribute to Nate.
There we are.
Let's see if this works. Hopefully it does.
Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You wanna be where everybody knows your name.
All right, that was our tribute. Welcome back, Nathan Rourke. We all know your name here, and you're always welcome here. So, let's go to the chat. Lots of things
right.
happening on the chat. So here, let's start with this. So let's go through these. So Vikings chat report says, win, win, win. Duck says, I'm so happy Nathan Rourke is coming home.
Yeah.
Viking chat reports, NFL don't like Canadians. That's fine because Canada loves him. Okay. I think Nathan will feed momentum to the defense too. Yeah, I agree. I think the whole team is fired up. The whole team is going to be fired up. Viking chat reports asks, who will be the real starter now? Well, I think like Arthur said, it's still VA's team. It's still VA's team now. While he's down right now, Nathan will be starting maybe the next couple games. But Doug says Nathan Rourke is starting next week. I feel like it has to be Rourke, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't know.
If he tears it up and gets a big home win against Winnipeg, it's week to week, right?
Yeah.
Thing is, VA can rest up. He can heal up properly. Don't rush back. If it's his knee, he like VA needs to be mobile. He needs to be 100% healthy. Then he's not thinking. There's not too many things in his head. It's just finding open receivers. Keep it simple. If he's worried about his knee, he's worried about trying to rush back into the lineup. We don't need to now. We have a capable backup quarterback. Sorry, yes. Jake Dolegala. We have a very, very capable backup quarterback who's won games, massive amount of games. So we have the luxury to rest, and you have a big time insurance policy. Yes. Nathan Rourke.
No, he didn't do well in the last game that he played with the Falcons before he got cut. So you think he's going to be rusty?
3 for 13. I think he had 3 or 4 drops. He's with the third team receivers. He had some good scrambles. He's running for his life. I mean, he was getting the fourth quarter. He got the third team.
Yeah.
So he had no practice reps with the Falcons.
True.
So I mean, it's hard to. I mean, if those catches were made, if those receivers, if he had the first team receivers, maybe the first team O line. I didn't watch all those plays, but it's a tough situation, right?
It is, yeah.
At that point, the head coach has got to believe in you, or the OC or the quarterback's coach has to believe in you. And maybe he said, well, if I'm not going to be a top 3 quarterback, maybe just let me go. We don't know what happened. Maybe he'll shed some light into it tomorrow.
Okay. You think he asked to be let go?
If I'm not on your roster, then please let me go. Because maybe he could have been the fourth string guy. Because they cut the quarterback.
Yeah.
To bring in Nate, and then after that one game or the one quarter he had played, they cut Nate and brought back that quarterback they just cut to bring in Nate in. So, I know the NFL is a political, very political. All their decisions are politically weighted. Yeah. But I mean, you don't reverse that quickly. I'm going to cut this quarterback, bring in Nate. Oh, I'm going to cut Nate, bring that guy.
Yeah. So yeah, it is.
I mean, something must have happened.
It could make sense for him to say, okay, if I'm not going to be number 3, then let me go. I'm going back to BC.
Yeah, because then they're saying they had started some talks after the Giants cut him.
Yeah.
So. He already was thinking about the CFL and the BC Lions back then.
Yeah. So Duck says, I might honestly have to go to the game next week. I'm not even lying. Yes, Duck, come to the game.
Come to the game.
I think a lot of people are going to be buying tickets between now and Sunday. JG says, hey guys, hey JG, what a day to be a Lions fan. I'd take Rourke to start over Dolegala. In Atlanta, he didn't get much help from the receivers. Yeah, like what Arthur said. Nathan is familiar with the system and the coaches. He will be ready. Yeah, awesome. Duck says, I feel like you have to trade Vernon Adams after Rourke plays a couple games and gets back to being Kid Canada. I don't think you want to pay someone $600K to sit on the bench.
I think VA is making only just under 400,000 this year. And if you're hosting a Grey Cup and the Lions seem to be a playoff team, you want depth at the most important position on the field, which is quarterback.
Yeah, I think the decision is to keep both of them at least for this year, and then maybe in the off season, we'll trade one of them away.
They'll have to, because in the numbers we're seeing about how much Nate is going to be paid next year, they'll need to move on.
Yeah, but that still means they might need to cut someone between now and the end of this season.
A lot of it could be marketing dollars. Like, we don't know what salary, what part of the 200 and whatever 50,000 this year is marketing dollars, which doesn't count against the cap. Farhan was tweeting out like, hey, $50 a ticket. If you get 5,000 seats for this upcoming game, you would have already paid for his salary in one game. And you tell me, Nathan Rourke has demonstrated to bring people into the stadium to watch a game.
He can, for sure.
The jerseys, how many 12 jerseys did we see like a year and a half ago?
Yeah, that's right. JG says, feel for VA. He's been such a great leader here and great attitude. He deserves to lead a team. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel too.
100%.
So this year, hopefully, if everything lines up between him and Rourke, we win the Grey Cup. So he's got a Grey Cup ring. Next year, if we trade him, hopefully he lands in a good team where he's going to be a serious contender.
I think the Lions will do right by him. Like, they will put him in a good spot.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of respect. I think there's a lot of mutual respect.
Exactly.
But there's definitely they want to do right by him. So.
Exactly. I mean, look at how they handled it today, right? All the positive things they said. JG, don't want VA in the West, though. Yes, for sure. Definitely. So Vikings chat report says, whenever VA is struggling through a half, always look for Nathan as an alternative. Winning these games is all that matters now. Yeah, I mean, we can't be in a better position than having two elite quarterbacks that we can. The last time we did this was with Lule and Mike Riley before he became Michael Riley. That season we won the Grey Cup, right? So, yeah, awesome. I can't tell you how excited I am, Arthur. Like from yesterday with that rant, I was like really low with that rant on what we need to do, to seeing this news this morning. It's like night and day. So right?
On my tweet deck, I saw it right away, and I'm like, is this like some joke? Like, I was like checking the BC Lions like Twitter account. I'm like, is this a joke? Because I saw it right away, and I was texting you and Greg. I was like, what? I said, what? And I said, no way. And then I confirmed. Yeah. Then I checked it again. Yeah. Oh yeah. It is the official account. And I must have blew up your phone there, Roland. Blew up your phone.
Yeah. No worries. Doc says, I got a VA jersey and a Whitehead jersey, and both of them left or became the number 2 QB the year I got the jersey. I won't get any other name jerseys. Okay, Doc. Yeah, take one for the team. Yes.
We were at the sale. I think the winter sale, and they had all these jerseys. So I'm choosing between a Whitehead jersey and an Adams Jr. jersey. And you guys know me. I've been predicting Nate was going to come back. So I'm like, I'm not going to get an Adams jersey. I think there was a better chance that Lucky was going to stay with the team, so I took a Lucky jersey, and well, it's okay. I like the number 7. I really like Lucky Whitehead.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Not
to say I don't like Adams Jr., but it's just
yeah. Same with me. I took a Matthew Betts, and he left.
Yeah.
Too. So, JG says our defense is still concerning, though. Yeah, absolutely. We mentioned that at the top. I think don't want to burst the Rourke high right now. Yeah, for sure. The defense needs to step up. So everything that we said in our last podcast still holds. So, having
the belief. I think when I mean, it's hard to compare. When Nate was in running, like winning games for us, there was a massive belief that this guy is a superstar. This guy is going to break records. This guy, they're calling him Nate Brady.
Yeah.
And like Tom Brady. So so when you have a stud, and now like VA has been playing like a stud quarterback for the last year and a half, right?
Yes.
And in that Western semifinal, he probably had a game that superseded whatever Nate did in terms of like his games with the Lions. So
Yes.
got to give Vernon a lot of props for the Western
sure.
semifinal win. You know, like the week after Calgary spanks us in our own that last regular season game.
Yeah.
You know, and he comes back with a massive performance. So, and then this year, a number of great performances.
Yes.
So, big respect for VA, and you know, let's hopefully, you know, VA, you get healed up, and you get 100% right, and then when you're ready to go, I'm sure they're going to give you the ball.
Yeah.
And Nate's going to say, you know what, this is VA's team. I mean, again, we'll see what happens, right? If it's 3-4 weeks and Nate's getting 500-yard games and they're winning, and you know, hey, well, we'll cross that bridge at that time, right?
Like what Rick Campbell says, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
It really is. JG says, how do you guys think Rourke will do without Dominic Rhymes? They were amazing together. Hoping our receivers depth can get it done with Rourke. I think with Rourke, I think his ability is to make the reads quickly and to be very accurate with his passes.
Very decisive.
Yeah, very decisive, very accurate. And you know, other than Hollins, who's a little bit kind of shaky the last few weeks, you know, our top guys, you know, Hatcher, McInnes, Kotoy, Eberhardt. So Barry Hill was a little shaky the last game, but I think he can get it done with those guys. I'm positive.
I mean,
about that.
Hatcher's there. Like he's gonna look for
Yeah.
Hatcher. I mean, I think Rhymes, vintage Rhymes, like 2 years ago. Yeah, I mean he's awesome, but Rhymes is kind of up and down. You know, and you know a little bit down last year. You know, his body was breaking down. So vintage Rhymes would have been awesome, but really, like what Duck is saying,
Yes.
it's really is our defense right now.
Our
That
defense.
it's a concern.
But you know, one of the things that we did earlier on in the season was the offense stayed on the field much longer than our defense.
Mm-hmm.
Last game, that was the complete opposite, right? So that'll help. That'll help. Having a strong offense will help cover for our defense.
Well, and also if you're playing from behind, like the defense is, oh boy.
Exactly.
Like the offense was so good, the passing offense was so good in the first, 5-6 weeks of the year of the season that the lines are up or they're in games. Like you're not worried, okay, someone beats me deep as a DB. It's okay. Well, you know what? We know that the offense is going to score, right? They're just lethal.
Yeah.
Or we're ahead. Okay, so we're now up one score, or we're up like 10 versus 17, right? But when you're down, like, I mean, the Calgary game, we were down, we were fighting.
Yeah.
Winnipeg game, there was no hope. Seemed like there was no hope. Like, from a defensive point of view, like, the offense was not going to score a point, and then they didn't end up. And then Edmonton, we got close. We had a great start, and then we had no answer. Maybe outcoached, Brother Roland would say.
Outcoached. We didn't keep it on the ground when that was working. So that still needs to happen, regardless of whether.
Still needs to happen.
Yeah, we're starting Rourke or VA. We need to have a balanced game, especially heading into the fall.
Mm-hmm.
That needs to happen. So Duck says, if we were to trade VA, I would want a D-line. They get absolutely no pressure on the QB. Yeah, I mean, other than the last game, our run defense is pretty strong, right, Arthur? Based on the stats.
Based on the stats, we were the third best run defense in the league in terms of yards per game.
But pass rush,
pass rush. The Lions were leading or tied for quarterback sacks. So, I mean, I think defensively, the D line is the least of my concerns. They have a big rotation too, so maybe they're throwing 7-8 guys at the D line. So there's that rotation. They're fresh.
Yeah.
So I would expect that unit to outperform the other units. But like our linebackers, there's like a bit of injuries. I mean, if you had Woods, Halatic, and Lacumbo, they were all injured and out for the last game. Well, second half of the last game. So
Yeah. Halatic might be back based on
Halatic maybe and Lacumbo might be back.
It's
But I mean, we're down Woods. I think ideally, what would I want back in a trade package for VA? I want draft picks. I want Canadian talent, right? And for me, if I'm going Canadian talent, I wanted the O-line. D-line would be nice. If you can get a ratio buster, like you got a Canadian linebacker, we already have Halatic, we have Lacumbo, and then we're gonna have Woods, who's a American. So ideally, I'd want O-line. I mean, that's everyone wants Canadian O-lineman. Difference maker, definitely, yeah. But I mean, and then secondary, if we can, right? I think that's something we need to shore up.
Secondary, I think, is where we're weakest on defense, in my view. Can our younger players rise up? Maybe, right? But at this point in time, they're not there, and the schemes aren't helping too. Hopefully with younger players, if you can get them fired up, they're gonna give you 110%, right? So hopefully with the news of Nathan coming back, that could help with our secondary. Yeah. So 3 years, 3-year contract. Does that mean that he can't go take a look at the NFL until after 2026? What does that mean?
I'm thinking that there's more details to come. Like, it's been trickling out all day so far. Like, we got hard numbers.
Yeah.
And then pretty soon we're going to find out what the out clauses are. But apparently there's like Farhan tweeted out, there's a lot of guaranteed money next season. Like $500K is guaranteed money apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, right now we're still early, maybe some of these numbers, it's going to be maybe adjusted as, maybe it's just, things are as accurate. But we'll see. Maybe there's an out clause after, I would think there's got to be an out clause somewhere in there. Like maybe after, not after maybe this summer this winter or maybe next winter. We'll see, right? But there's got to be some out clauses.
Yeah, I mean, if I were the Lions management, I wouldn't. I'd like to lock him in for at least next year.
Yeah.
Right? How can we get him for half a season and then he's gone again? It doesn't.
Well, if it's a half a season, I'm fine with that because it's your Grey Cup host year, and he's coming in at a prorated lower, a backup salary, right? So if you told me, would I take Nate just for this to finish off this year, and then he has an NFL opportunity, I still have Vernon Adams Jr. under contract. So I'm okay if he were to pursue an NFL tryout and, in our off season, I'm okay with it as long as it's done before I'm gonna have to before it's done early enough so I don't trade VA.
Yeah.
Right. So after that window, it's probably a narrow window. Then I'm like, okay, if Nate's staying, then there's time to trade Vernon Adams Jr. before free agency starts.
Yeah. Okay,
CFL free agency. So before dollars get allocated. So as long as I'm okay with that, because you know what, obviously we're in this situation because he wants to play in the NFL.
Yeah.
And he got tired. He got tired of the politics. So,
but word of advice, I don't think Nathan is listening to this live stream, but if you are, Nathan, word of advice, even if we win the Grey Cup this year, stick around for at least another year or two before you try the NFL. They're going to give you a lot more respect than what you've been seeing right now. They've dissed you a lot this past couple of years, and and build it up. Another solid 2-3 years here, and then everything's going to be open for you.
Yeah.
So Todd Silva says, interested to see if the team has a spring in their step with Rourke back. Maybe play better than they are or have been, like Elks did when Trey went in. Yeah, I think for sure we will see that.
Great comment. Yeah, I think it's very much true.
Yeah. Doug says the team did love VA though, so Rourke might come in like the stepfather after all the kids love the dad. Yeah, it is a hard problem. It is a good problem to have when you've got two elite quarterbacks like this, both respected by the players, both respected by the team management too.
I would say I would pick it. I would just tweak that analogy a little. I would say VA is like the massive big brother. Total respect for this big brother, right? He's gonna look after you. He's just a great leader. But when some guy comes in, some hot shot guy, and he's gonna make you win. This is football, man. People want to win games. People want their stats, but ultimately people want to win. And the Lions, it seemed like just reading between the lines, like early this season last year, they wanted to win by a lot. And like, oh, we only won by 7 or 8 or 9. And you see Rick Ham goes, it's a win against a Western team. You don't like hang your head if we only won by 10 points. A win's a win.
Yeah.
So now we're kind of, I don't know if we lost that swagger a little. I mean, maybe we shouldn't be. I mean, we should just win.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's interesting to see if that's swagger over confidence or whatever. But we'd like to get some belief back that we want to blow teams out.
Yeah. We started the season off. I mean, other than the first game, I think we started to get some swagger at the beginning of the season with VA.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, exciting stuff. I'm gonna say it again. Before this news, I was like really down on the team. Just so many things that needs to be fixed. Those are still there. Problems are still there. Still need to be fixed. But I think having Rourke come in is a big shot in the arm, not just to the fans, but I think to the team as well.
100%. And how I'm looking at it is, in this off season, if Nate doesn't go back to NFL, I just don't think he will. Just so many years, so many college quarterbacks, hitting 32 teams, whatever.
Yeah.
But we're going to be able to trade Vernon Adams Jr. And he's a great guy, great leader, and we're going to get great assets back. That will help the Lions improve as a team. They're going to take the hit on the higher salary they're going to pay for a quarterback. I think Nate's going to net out more expensive than Vernon Adams in the subsequent years. But we're going to net some talent coming in. And I think the Lions, although people thought maybe last year they were trending to be more talented maybe than the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, right? Basically our standard in the West. Just that maybe the talent didn't produce at the right time, at the right stage. Just maybe lack of experience, confidence, whatever. Say what you want.
Yeah.
But I think this year, I don't know if we have that talent advantage. I'm looking around, I'm thinking we may not have a very talented team.
I don't know. I think we do. Well, depending on what positions, I think.
Well, I'm looking at all overall. I mean, if you look at offense, yeah. But I'm looking overall, like defense. I'm looking more in defense, actually. Because I'm
defense secondary, I think, is our weak spot.
Yeah.
O-line has been kind of up and down so far.
Mm-hmm.
D-line, huge a step up from our run defense. We took a step back on the pass rush on the D-line. Linebackers, it was a big step up with Woods until we lost him.
Yeah.
But if we're trading VA away, then we need to have a good, solid QB number 2. So that's something
yeah. It'd be interesting to see what they do with Dolagala and Bryce. Obviously, maybe one of them has to go to make. I mean, number one, like you have to only dress. I mean, maybe you don't dress VA, right? I mean, he was dressed for the prior game, but he was in street clothes. So
Yeah. Do we want to
it'll
make
be
a
interesting
play?
to see what they do. I think they're going to keep Bryce.
Do we want to make a
his
play for
number.
some of the younger quarterbacks as a trade?
Well, I think they might try to trade Dolagala, see if they get something.
I
for
mean,
him.
like if we trade VA away, do we want?
Oh
to,
yeah. Because what we were tweeting about last night, Roland, is you see these young quarterbacks, Trey Ford, like 20, like all these guys are all
Yeah.
within 25 to 27.
Davis, right?
Taylor Powell,
Yeah.
Alexander, Drew Brown, they're all in this 25, 27 range. Nate's there too. This is the next crop. Like Fajardo's
Yeah.
32, Nate's VA's 31.
Yeah.
Kelly's what? He's 30, and then who knows if he's really coming back. Most probably he's. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. That's the other news.
don't want to touch that one.
Yes.
All right, what is
All right.
Duck saying here?
Doug says Rourke signing is good for the CFL, 100%. He's Canadian,
Mm-hmm.
and like our co-GM said, Rourke brings people to the games, not just in BC, but anywhere BC plays. People want to see Kid Canada. Yeah, for sure. You know, the last game Rourke played here was BC against Winnipeg. And then he comes back here. First game he's going to play is BC against Winnipeg. Right?
Yeah.
And people are excited too with him being a Victoria kid with the touchdown Pacific.
Yeah, that'd be huge.
Yeah, it's already sold out, like even before. But this might be an opportunity to make it even bigger. Right? Yeah, definitely. Huge signing for Amar. I think this is gonna, from a business perspective, makes a lot of sense.
Totally a lot of sense.
And from a CFL perspective, yeah, for sure.
So do you think it was a tough decision for McAvoy and Campbell? We talked about this, Roland. Like, you bring in Nate now. This is VA's team.
Yeah.
Is it risky to bring him in? And because it seemed like they were like, he's coming back. If he wants to come back, he's back.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, they did talk to VA, but I think they were like, we're bringing him in.
Yeah, so they're asking, is it risky? I mean, the only possible
Was it a
risk,
tough decision, or was it
okay.
a tough decision?
I don't think it was a tough decision. I think the moment Rourke reached out, they gotta the thinking is we gotta get something done.
Yeah.
I don't think it was tough. I think the risks though, there's two risks. One is that if he is rusty, can he get back into form, and how quickly?
Mm-hmm.
And the second thing is it going to affect VA, knowing that he's looking behind his shoulders? Those are the two potential negatives I could see.
But I think, and then with this VA, now you have a. I'm looking at it another way. Yes, I throw an interception or two. They're gonna bring in Nate off the bench and take me out of the game. I get it. That's But I would look at it another way as, hey, you know what? I can take off. I can run. Right? Something happens. I know there's someone coming off the bench who's very good,
True.
who can take the ball, who can throw downfield. And then he's got to be like, I got to produce. Like, I can't like overthink things. I got to find. I see open receiver. I'm gonna gun it to him. Like, I don't. Who cares about the interception?
Yes.
Because I have to play my best. Because there's someone looking over my shoulder. Yes, you might be a little worried, concerned about your future a bit, but I think as you have to execute at a high level. And so he decides, you know what? Let me just focus on executing at a high level, take out all this indecision I may have, and just ball.
Yeah.
And I think if he can do that, he'll rise up above, because he's like, I have to protect myself. If I go down, I'm sure they have faith in Dolagala and Bryce before, but with Nate there, I think you're willing to take a little bit extra risk.
Yeah.
And I think hopefully that's how he responds.
Yes.
We'll see.
Yeah, I agree. I think your analysis is probably closer, given what we know of VA being a team player, being selfless and putting the team first. I think that's more likely. All right, so it's 3:06. I guess. Any other thoughts before we wrap this up?
Well, yeah, I think Austin Matthews will make a good captain for the Toronto Maple. Is that what you're talking about, Nathan Rourke?
No, I'm talking about
Is it hockey
the
season?
Lions.
Is it hockey season?
Forget hockey season.
I was analyzing the Edmonton Oilers cap situation after those 2 offer sheets. You know what I'm talking about, right, Roland? You have no idea. You probably have no idea.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a single sport guy, CFL.
I think I think the team gets a big shot in the arm, and after 3 losses and in 4 weeks they had a bye week.
Yeah.
And like Vernon goes down, their leader goes down for 2 weeks. Now you got someone coming in, pretty much every bit as good as Vernon Adams in terms of talent.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not Vernon's leader, and that's something that Nathan can maybe grow into, grow into. But it gives the whole team a massive shot in the arm. And, now you got someone that they've believed in the past. And, there's been people have come and gone, but everyone's seen his highlight films. And hopefully Nate can get back to it. Like you said, not too rusty. Then he can make more believers. And most importantly, get fans into seats into all these CFL stadiums. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. It's everything. It's good all around. So good all around. Really positive news. Great day today. Looking forward to the rest of the season now.
You gonna put him in your fantasy team there, Roland?
I think so. Well, VA's out. VA's out. I put Bo Levi Mitchell in and gets yanked for a couple minutes.
He got -2 for you, Bo Levi.
Yes.
So it'll be very interesting to see what they do with the CFL fantasy. How much he will cost. So he won't be like $15K like Vernon Adams. So he'll be like a reduced cost. Like I think Hatcher's first game he was down like 6,000.
Yeah.
And I think he's still around there, but I know you're going to take him.
I'll take him. Yes. It's a no-brainer for me. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So
a new prediction, Roland, for Sunday. There's going to be a new starting quarterback.
That's true. What did I say? I predicted BC by 7.
Did you say by 7?
I think so.
All right. Well,
I said BC by 7. Greg said BC's going to lose. I think you said BC by 3 or
2?
something. 2?
2 or 3. Yeah.
You're going to revise your prediction?
I think they'll win. I have more confidence that they're going to win. Lawler's back though, and I think they have 2 other starters coming back as well.
Yeah.
Maybe by BC by 7.
Okay. All right. So you're matching my prediction.
But I think yours has to go up.
Yeah. Sure.
Yours has to go up.
Yeah. I'll go by 10. BC by 10. All right. So thanks, guys, for joining us online. If you watch this live stream afterwards, if you watch the recording, let us know in the comments too and your thoughts. Exciting day for the Lions. Exciting day for the CFL as a whole, and really happy that we got Nate. There was no doubt in my mind. I think of all the teams that he would have landed on, this would have been his first choice. So take care, everyone. We'll see. This Sunday, we're going to do our live stream right from BC Place because we're not going to have enough time to get back home to set up in our studio. So we'll be doing it right at BC Place. So it'll be an earlier live stream immediately after the game.
And one last statement. 3 down, bro, Greg. I told you so. I told you so.
All right.
Go Lions.
He's not here to defend himself. Go Lions. Take care, everyone.